just a moment. Hey, there's Toga P. Welcome in. Good to see you. Glad you're here. How are you? Just getting everything set up on my end, and we should be good to go. All right, let's jump into that court record, shall we? Toad Jappy. The AI always butchers that. It's so funny. Let's see here. We got the photo of Apollo's father. Still feel like this is going to come up. I really hope that we either see his final moments or he gets channeled. I think that would be interesting. It'd be cool if he got channeled because he could talk to Apollo, right? That would be ultimate. But even just seeing his final moments could be interesting. Might learn some stuff. Doing well? Hell yeah, glad to hear it. Inga's autopsy report. Time of death, May 18th, approximately 3 p.m. Cause of death, blood loss from a stab wound in his back. I think we pretty much covered that a lot. I don't know if that will come up again. Tomb diagram, a diagram of the crime scene. Amara's sarcophagus is in the very center of the room. Sarcophagus. Broken. Couple chairs. Okay. Tomb crime photo. Oh, you know what I've forgotten? I was like, why is it seem so eerily quiet? It's because I didn't play the music to Shivani. There we go. Yeah, a photo of Inga's body. He was stabbed in the back with a knife. He's got a cell phone. He's got his gun in his hand. Knife there. Blood. As you can see. The gemstone, I don't know that we've done anything with this one. I don't know if we use this one yet. Inga's button discovered in the ashes of the tomb's incense burners, caked in soot. We have the pink butterfly pendant, a locket found at the crime scene. It actually belongs to Amara, and it was part of how we proved that Amara had disguised herself as Dirk. Mysterious bloodstain, a bloodstain from Amara's tomb. Analysis reveals that it's Dirk's blood. Because Dirk also has passed. He was killed as well. Painkiller shots, the medication Inga used for his back pain, said to make the pain disappear. Inga's notepad, a notepad used by Inga. People's characteristics are written inside. I feel like we've used this pretty well to the ground. Nana, purple hat, glasses, a diamond-shaped tattoo on the forehead. Dirk, long hair, eye patch, blue clothes. Fuchs right, spiky hair, blue clothes, pink necktie. Basically, he was face blind. That's what we figured out. Woman's photo, a photo showing Dirk and Amara's life on the run about 23 years ago. Baby Amara. Book with stamp. Use the button to prove that Maya could have channeled Inga and went to the tomb. Is that what we used it for? I guess I don't remember how that played into that, but I believe you. Channeling photo. A picture taken at around 2 p.m. of the channeling ray. There's so much to this case, you know, I don't know. I'm not keeping it all in my head, but I'm along for the ride. Let's do it. Wow, it's so funny how we can see it so much better now that it's been enhanced. Because this is actually Amara doing the channeling, but she was trying to look like Garan. So we actually proved that Garan was the one that went in there, or whatever. And that, I guess she brought the pendant to try to frame her? Is that what we implied, I think? Maybe? I forgot about that. Alibi's statement. Or sorry, not alibis. That's Albie, dude. At around 2 p.m. Oh yeah, we've already used this to the ground, haven't we? At around 2 p.m., Dats leapt out of a bizarre manhole, got yelled at by a dog and a warbod, and then threw a firecracker. The shocked look on Albie's face had Dats in stitches when the police came along and detained the rebel. The noise spooked Shahadu, who ran off. Then when Albie caught up to him in the courtyard, Shahadu had what looked to be Nana's hat. Amara's assassination file. A file containing a ton of info on the assassination of Amara Sigatar Karain, who obviously we know was not assassinated. Let's see, page 1. The arson incident involving Amara's private residence. Amara was slipped a sleeping pill and perished in the fire. The lighter found at the scene had Dirk's fingerprints on it. Page 20. Apollo's roving musician father got caught up in this incident and lost his life. He was struck in the head by the culprit. The victim's passport and any pictures of him were burned up in the fire. Without knowing his real name, no divination seance could be performed. Page 34. As the son of the terrorist Dirk, Nayuta was expelled from the royal family. The idea that the sins of the father are visited upon his children is deeply rooted in the minds of the Karyanese people. I always thought that was like a weird thing to add in there. Dirk's Law Book, a document establishing the Defense Culpability Act in the name of the Queen. In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. Ah, sons of bitches. Dirk's Badge, a symbol of Dirk's creed. A dragon never yields. Nayuta never confiscated it. The Founder's Orb. The Founder's form has appeared from within. It seems only the Queen knows the Founder's real name. Wish I could zoom in. Let's see. And then we got Dirk's corpse photo. God, tell you it ain't so. I liked Dirk. More than 3 days have passed since his death. He was shot 3 times in the chest. Yeah, he was like dead for a long time. And just being channeled or whatever, right? Yeah, Maya channeled him. That's right. Bum, bum, bum. So we were really hanging out with Maya the whole time. I just realized that. Man, Maya's been in this thing and I didn't even know it. Damn. I wanted Maya as Maya. Dirk's cool though. Dirk's like my stand-in for Gumshoe somehow. He gave me the jolliness that Gumshoe always had. And, of course, they fucking took him away from me, too, now. Damn it! Alright. Let me pause this music and let's get into it. May 19th. High Court of Karain accused lobby. We're lucky the ambulance made it in time. But we've been forced into a recess for now while things get straightened out. Yeah, I guess I forgot to think about what had just happened. Amara was giving testimony and she was shot by, once we basically proved that Garan was the one that would have killed Dirk and she was the one in the photo, I think is right when that happened. One of the guards for Garan, the queen, just shot Amara, dude. So that's where we ended on that cliffhanger, and so that's what he's saying. The ambulance got here in time or whatever. So yeah, that was a crazy thing too. What a crazy thing to happen in the middle of one of these. I love that. I love being surprised by these games.
I can't believe what just happened.
Tell me about it. Do you think Garan put that guard up to it? If she did, she's going to regret it. No one gets away with something like that on my watch.
Poor Queen Amara.
Your benevolence? Any news on her condition?
She is undergoing surgery at the hospital as we speak. They're giving her a 50-50 chance of survival, though.
That Garan! Justice will be served.
Why? Why did this happen? Oh, just as we were finally reunited. Oh, Queen Amara.
What was that about being reunited?
No, it's nothing.
Right.
How are you, Hornhead? Dirk Sadmati was your father in all but blood, after all.
Thank you for your concern, your benevolence. But I'm fine. Right now, we still have a trial to see through. So that's what I'm going to stay focused on.
Hornhead. You are sturdier than your stature lets on.
What the fuck's that supposed to mean, bro?
Just don't overdo it, okay, Apollo?
Dirk. That was a real shocker, all right. Can't believe the dragon is dead. Say, AJ, I was wondering, when Dirk disappeared after I freed him, that's because Amara turned back into herself, right? Yeah, I suppose so. But I don't know if it was because Dirk's spirit willed it, or if it was a part of Garan and Amara's plan. Man, our dream of revolution. Now what are we gonna do? Is this it? Don't give up yet. There's a very good chance that Garan is the real culprit in all this. And if we can prove her guilt in court... Hey, you're right. That could be just the push we need. The dream lives on. Yes, it does. You know what that means, AJ? The fate of the revolution rests squarely on your shoulders. All in a day's work. Who am I kidding? That's a ton of pressure. But this is what Dirk gave his life for, so I have to do this for him.
The Honorable Rebel Dirk Sodmati. I would have loved to have spoken with him while he yet lived.
Really?
Why not? I mean, he seemed like quite an interesting man.
Did she bump her head or something earlier? The trial is about to resume. The defense is to report to the courtroom at once.
Already? After what just happened?
The first thing Garan will do is respond to that last accusation. So you'd better stay on your toes, Apollo. I will, Mr. Wright. Ready or not, Garan, here comes justice. I mean, she did faint during the first seance, Apollo. Yeah, she'd been through some stuff. May 19th, High Court of Karain. Now then, let us resume today's proceedings. Nayuta. Where's Nayuta?
I must offer my apologies. I never imagined a royal guardsman would do such a thing.
What? He wasn't acting under your orders? How dare you cast such suspicions upon Her Eminence?
It is quite all right, Your Majesty. Suspicion is only natural under such circumstances. But rest assured that he acted alone, for I knew nothing of his plans.
I don't believe that for a second.
Now then, Your Majesty, regarding the murder of my husband, Minister Inga, I would like to offer a new possibility.
A new possibility, you say?
Indeed, for during the break, the real killer confessed to me.
Oh no. I'm putting things together. Nayuta's missing. And she's saying this shit. Oh god. What?
Bailiff, call the witness to the stand.
The real killer confessed? What she got up her sleeve this time? I have a really bad feeling about this. He's the one who confessed? Yeah, I told you, dude. I told you. It's gotta be because Garan obviously forced him to confess. Prosecutor Sadmati? You're the real killer?
I questioned him during the recess, and I felt that Amara had been covering for someone. So it was that he finally confessed his crime to me.
Nayuta, you didn't really do it, did you? Her Eminence speaks the truth. It was I who killed Justice Minister Inga. Nayuta! Peace! Prosecutor Sadmari, are you absolutely certain about this? A confession of this nature is grave indeed. Yes, I am certain. For I killed him by my own hand.
At last, the real killer has been revealed.
How are we supposed to respond to this? Nayuta, retract your confession now! Mr. Justice, it is not yet time for your cross-examination. Who cares about that? Admit it, it was Queen Garan who put you up to this. She forced you into giving a confession, didn't she? You are out of line, Mr. Justice. Learn some self-restraint. But... or do you have something that might prove that I did not commit this murder? That is...
What do you think you're doing, you idiot? Truly, the truth can set us free.
Looks like Garan got him somehow. I definitely didn't see this coming.
Nayuta, why are you doing this? Why would you sacrifice even your life to do Garan's bidding?
Whatever the case may be, Prosecutor Sanmati, your testimony, please. Yeah, how are we gonna... He's gotta, like, say something that's, like, super easy to, like, contradict or something, right? How did you kill him? I read him a 500,000 word scripture. Oh, yeah, because isn't that's what he's always saying, right? Halfway through, he decided to just shoot himself. I don't know, man. Nayuta might be able to withstand something like that. Oh, no, I see what you're saying. My bad. You were saying Nayuta killed him with the scripture, because that's what he's always doing. Right. Got it. I could not remain silent while Her Eminence fell under suspicion for this crime. It was I who murdered Justice Minister Inga. He had to die for the future of Karain. I consider it divine judgment cast upon a fiend who sought to assassinate our monarch. My mother was simply covering for me. I am ashamed I let her go so far for my sake. You do understand what you're doing, right, Nayuta? You're sentencing yourself to death if you're found guilty. If that is the court's verdict, then so be it. I must obey the law above all else. I feel like he's like trying to cast his lot in Apollo's corner, basically. He's like in a way like implying, I think, reading through the lines that he's like, you are the only person who can save me, Apollo, at this point. Because my hands are so tied or whatever. The law, Nayuta? Or the queen?
Enough. This blather has nothing to do with the witness's testimony.
Please address any issues you may have during the cross-examination, defense.
Oh, I will. I'm going to blow his problematic testimony to smithereens.
Nayuta's confession. Here we go. I cannot remain silent while Her Eminence fell under suspicion for this crime. Hold it! Come on, Mike. Let's see if it's going to work with me. Hold it! Hold it! Got it. You kept quiet all this time, even though you were the real killer? Yes. And I accept that what I have done can never be forgiven. but I never imagined suspicion would fall upon the Queen herself.
Prosecutor Sadmati has placed the future of our kingdom above his own life. He is taking responsibility for his crime and is showing his loyalty to Queen and country.
Without a monarch on the throne, Khal will be plunged into chaos. I could never wish that upon my homeland. That is why I had to let the truth be known.
What a bunch of baloney!
I'm going to ask you again, Nayuta. Did you really kill Minister Inga? Yes. No matter how many times you ask, Mr. Justice, the truth is immutable. It was I who murdered Justice Minister Inga.
Hold it!
It's not too late. You can still retract your confession before the verdict is rendered. There is no retracting the truth. One either tells it or does not tell it. It is that simple.
Ah. Why do you always have to be so stubborn, Nayuta? I hate how you never listen to reason once you get like this.
I think we'll need some evidence before we can get him to retract his confession. Either that, or we'll have to force a retraction out of him by appealing to what's in his heart. It's not going to be easy either way. Prosecutor Sanmari, what was the motive for your crime? I had reason enough to kill Minister Inga. He had to die for the future of Khal.
Hold it!
What do you mean by that? Minister Inga was planning to assassinate Her Eminence in a coup d'etat. I had to nip this evil in the bud, even if it cost me the purity of my soul. So you're saying the death of another is a reasonable price to pay to protect the Queen?
Long have we remained independent under the authority of our spirit medium queens. We command the people's awe and respect with the power to commune with the dead. Without such a monarch, our kingdom would lose its standing in the world.
But if spirit channeling is so important, why did you have Queen Amara perform the rite?
I'm afraid my elder sister is quite capricious. Capricious? Capricious, right? She would fulfill her duty only when the desire to struck... Wait, when the desire to struck as sporadic as it was. When the desire to struck? I feel like it was just... Oh, the desire to struck. Okay, actually, no, I get it now. Man. I butchered that. It was, therefore, something she did on a whim. There was no meaning behind it. A meaningless whim. It's hard to press a statement like that. Now, if I may return to my testimony. I consider it divine judgment cast upon a fiend who sought to assassinate our monarch. Hold it! Divine judgment? Yes. I rendered judgment upon the minister on behalf of the Holy Mother. Are you saying the Holy Mother guided you? Are you saying it's the Holy Mother's fault? No. Her Holiness would never condone killing in her name, regardless of circumstances. As such, I believe my defiled soul will be damned to hell. It's like, how does that make any sense? You're being like so contradictory, I feel like, right? But I do not regret what I have done. I willingly sacrificed my soul to protect this kingdom's future. You made a deal with the devil to keep the kingdom the way it is? Ah, snap out of it already, Nayuta.
So his motive comes from a place of faith. Huh. Why does that sound completely credible when it's coming from him? Well, Amara expressed a similar motive. As for her mercifulness, she's truly deserving of her title. My mother was simply covering for me.
I am ashamed I let it go so far for my sake. Hold it! So you killed Minister Inga, and Queen Amara staged the crime? Is that how it went? Precisely. My mother is as clever as she is kind. She sought to conceal my crime by taking all the guilt upon herself. Yet another lie. I need to poke a hole in his testimony, but how? Nayuta, could it be you didn't know Naina's real identity, told Amara what to do? I guess didn't know Naina's identity? That's not jumping out at me as like why that's significant, but I'm gonna go ahead and save. A little safety save and try that one. Didn't know Naina's identity? You didn't realize that Naina was actually Queen Amara, your own mother? That is not as strange as you might think. Much time has passed since we last met, after all. Right. 23 years ago, was it? When Dirk saved her after the supposed assassination attempt? No, Mr. Justice. It was 15 years ago that Dirk abducted my mother. Huh? That's weird. Are you sure about that? I remember it clearly. I was around 10 years old at the time. Nayuta, please add that last statement to your testimony. I was reunited with my mother, Queen Amara, 15 years ago when Dirk abducted her. Hold it! 15 years ago, huh? That's around the time I left for the US. What happened after Dirk helped Queen Amara escape? Agents of the Crown pursued us relentlessly, so we had to live a life on the run. Mr. Justice, know that Dirk sent you away so that you would not be caught up in that life we led. I see. Thanks. I can't believe it's been 15 years. Apollo, there's something about Nayuta's testimony. Yeah, that discrepancy's a bit hard to miss. But what could it mean? So Nayuta got to meet his mother. Back when Dirk rescued her. That's what he's saying. It's news to me, though. I had already been sent away by that point. Okay, now that I've dragged more testimony out of him, what can I do with it? I think, was it the photo that has that detail on it? The 23 years ago thing? Okay, let's see. And we'll go to, well, first of all, we'll save it. And I think it's a photo showing Dirk and Amara life on the runabout 23 years ago. So I think we're going to learn more about the baby in this image, right? Because it's going to change how old this image is, right? I would assume. We're going to try it. Objection! You're saying that Dirk made off with Queen Amara 15 years ago. But that's strange, because I heard something very different from Dirk. He said that they ran off together 23 years ago. That is impossible. I know for a fact it was 15 years ago. Well, I have evidence that contradicts your statement. How do you explain this photo? Dirk said it was taken 23 years ago. He said that? He did. But if we take what he said as fact, then there's something in this photo that doesn't make any sense. This isn't making any sense to me, so I suppose I should ask. What does not make any sense if the photo is only 15 years old?
Is the baby? This is where we save. If it's only 15 years old and that's Nayuta, then Nayuta's only 15 years old? Alright. We're going to save. Nayuta, this discrepancy may not be directly related to this case, but I don't think we can simply overlook it either. Dirk said the baby in this photo was you. But that doesn't make any sense if the photo's only 15 years old. After all, you said you were around 10 then, right? He's definitely sweating bullets over there over something. Apollo, if this baby isn't Nayuta... Wait, you don't think... Did Queen Amara have another child while she was on the run? What? And just what if that child were being held hostage? Nayuta, is that why you obey Queen Garon's every command? Because he's trying to protect Rayfon? You need to take the same prosecution course Edgeworth and Francesca did. Yeah, absolutely. You presume too much. Ah, and that's why Queen Amara was trying to take the rap as well. To protect this other child. A child born 15 years ago. They would have to be someone who's around 14 or 15 years old now. This is just a guess. But I believe I know someone who fits the bill. This also explains the strange behavior. This is the child who was born to Dirk and Queen Amara 15 years ago. Tarusi, right! I'm just kidding. Just defaulted on her. Oh, age 14. Refa. Take that! All those strange statements she kept making. Now they all make sense. Prosecutor Sadmati, may I ask you something? Of course, your benevolence. I've been meaning to ask you this since yesterday. Did you know about Queen Amara? And about me? From where did you hear such a thing? From Mother. And only yesterday. Rayfa was carrying on about telling the truth to the people. So I told her. I told her what the truth really was. For it is up to a mother to discipline her child. I see. I cannot accept this. Is something the matter, your benevolence? Queen Amara is lying. It makes no sense. Queen Amara would not have killed my father. Why? Why did this happen? Oh, just as we were finally reunited. Oh, Queen Amara. Now I see. Nayuta, why do you do what you're told? Damn it! Now I see, Nayuta. Why you do what you're told? I butchered that. The other child born to Dirk and Queen Amara. Mr. Justice, I believe I know what you're about to say. But I cannot allow you to name an innocent soul as the child of terrible sinners. I thought you might try to stop me. After all, simply revealing this information endangers who you've been trying to protect. I think this should make it clear what I'm talking about.
This is the chink in your armor. The reason why you fear for your sibling's reputation.
Because of the it's the detail that's in here. The idea that the sins of the father are visited upon his children. Pretty sure that's what we're trying to get at, and that's why that line is probably in there, is just for this moment. Because they always say how weird that line is. But that would be why.
Take that! And that is a file full of information that Dirk collected on what happened 23 years ago. A particular note right now is what's written here. The sins of the father are visited upon his children. This deeply held idea is why you were expelled from the royal family. Which means it wouldn't bode well for your sibling either, if she were revealed to be Dirk's daughter. Ugh. You became a prosecutor to bring down Queen Garan. But at some point, you came to serve the very regime you despised. And that was because the Queen found this chink in your armor. That's how she came to use your sister against you. Nayuta, have you been keeping this secret all this time? Have you been trying to protect me? You are an innocent party in all this. I live only to safeguard the law and to serve the country and queen from which it flows. One such as you, who is destined to ascend to the throne, need not fret over one such as I. No, I cannot accept that. What you say is, it's malarkey.
Malarkey.
Don't you even care what happens to you? Before country, queen, law, and everyone's future, my personal feelings are of no consequence. That is why I resigned myself to my fate. I know I must accept the status quo without any thoughts of change. Spoken like a true prosecutor and patriot. I shall continue to rule Karain until the day Rayfa succeeds me. For that is what is best for our kingdom. I know, Your Eminence. Yours is no small sacrifice. But I promise you this, in exchange for your life. The child shall remain safe, and the kingdom shall prosper. That is all I can ask for with my meager existence. Nayuta, is this really the new you? Resigning yourself to the will of another and killing any hope you held for the future? No. The Nayuta I knew would never let himself be turned into this. Now, Your Majesty, if you would hand down your verdict. You can say you're simply accepting your fate, Nayuta. But I know that deep down there is still hope in your heart.
Oh, and then the flute kicks in, dude. In order to keep her safe, we must execute everyone in this courtroom to avoid a whistleblower. Yeah, she would go that far.
May Holy Mother preserve me. Or, oh, Holy Mother, my bad. It's the kind of hope that preserves through the most desperate of times. And it's what binds you, me, and Dirk together as a family. I know because this has demonstrated to me that you haven't lost all hope yet.
I think it's the pin because he didn't confiscate it and that detail is on it. Rachel never confiscated it.
Take that. When you interrogated Dirk, you confiscated all his possessions as potential evidence. All except this.
Did he take your attorney's badge too?
No, I thought it strange, but just when I looked like he was going to take it from me, he changed his mind. So tell me, Nayuta, why didn't you take his badge? You couldn't bear to take it from him, could you? And I know why. It's because this badge means something special to us.
So I do this in the past voice because this has got to be like a memory, right?
Hey, Dirk. Why do you still wear your badge? You're not a lawyer anymore, right?
This badge is my heart and soul, son. I'll never stop trying to realize my dream. Not until my very last breath.
A dragon never yields, right?
Exactly. Nayuta, Apollo, I vow to restore Karain's legal system to its rightful state one day. I want to pass on to you a world where you can live free from the fear of tyranny. You may say you've given up, but that's not how it really is it? You never gave up, and you never will, because you still believe that all of the wrongs will be righted someday, don't you? You are very perceptive, Mr. Justice. It may very well be as you say. Why did I not confiscate his badge? Even I did not know. Until now. Perhaps I was waiting for him to save me. Save you? Yes, save me. Like he did on that day. Nayuta! Apollo! Hold on, I'm coming! What father wouldn't risk his life to save his own children? Nayuta, Apollo, don't you ever hesitate to call me when you need me. Understand? Someday, he would come and free our family from the change of the past. The chains of the past. I think I said change. Perhaps deep down, that is what I believed. I believed in Dirk, our father. Nayuta, I knew you, however, it was but a dream. And now that dream has died. Murdered along with Dirk. So now, as the eldest, responsibility falls squarely onto me. No matter the cost, I must protect her. Please try to understand, Apollo. Understand why I shall bear all this sin. It is the only way. But such insolence.
You have wasted more than enough of my time, lawyer. Do you not see the futility of your desperate flounderings? The immutability of his duty? It's time to accept defeat. Now, watch as the hammer of justice comes down upon your dear brother. Your Majesty, the verdict, if you will.
Yes, Your Eminence.
Wait a second.
What do I do? Does the defense wish to raise an objection?
There's got to be some way to save Nayuta. Apollo. It all goes back to that incident 23 years ago. It's branded him the son of a criminal. So if we could once and for all prove that Dirk didn't try to assassinate Amara. Right. Nayuta and Rayfa's father would no longer be viewed as a criminal. But as I thought there wasn't any evidence left. But I thought there wasn't any evidence left. Because it was all destroyed in the fire. And Dirk investigated the matter for years, but never managed to learn anything new. This is the moment where we're gonna use the picture. Really? Nothing at all? Could an exceptional lawyer like Dirk try that long and really uncover nothing at all? He had over 2 decades, Apollo. Huh? He's right. I doubt Dirk would have gone to his grave without discovering something new. He must have secretly planted something to topple Garan with somewhere. Take another look at the evidence. Just might find what we need to break out of this situation within there. Got it. So how are they going to frame this? If the defense is done stalling for time, I shall now render my verdict. No, wait. About the assassination attempt 23 years ago. The defense has some new information it would like to share. You do? While we had intended to deliberate the case in the course of the trial... Dirk, did you leave something behind for me? Is there some connection I'm missing here? Very well, then. What is the source of your new information about the case 23 years ago? Would we be pointing to the assassination documents first? The source of your new information? Oh no, he's saying what's the source of our new information? So maybe I could just go straight to the picture. I'm gonna save, dude. Because he's in the picture, so the source is in the picture, so maybe? Take that! No photograph? Yes. Do you recall the traveling musician who died in that fire 23 years ago? How could anyone forget such a painful chapter in our history? The poor fellow was caught up in the blaze that was meant for Queen Amara. We never knew his identity, though, and his belongings were burnt to ashes. Well, about that, the truth is, he was my biological father. Oh? What? Why, of course. With his photo and her benevolence. Exactly. We might be able to prove Dirk completely innocent. And that would free her from the infamy of having criminal blood in her veins. What if it then makes Apollo guilty somehow because his dad is the one that set the fire or something? He's the one. It was actually my dad that was the assassin. And it's like, oh, well, the sins of the father, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, shit. Oh, man, that would be classic Ace Attorney, but I think we maybe have gone on long enough for this one. They might not do something like that. Anyways. And that would free her from the infamy of having criminal blood in her veins. Because here in Coleraine, we can witness the final memories of the dead. What utter nonsense! Yeah, at that point, you just bolt out, yeah. You're like, oh, okay, fuck this. There was no evidence left in the wake of that blaze. That's what you think. But Dirk went to the ends of the earth to bring this little souvenir back for us. He did? Yep. And boy, is it the best piece of evidence ever. He knew that with it, we'd finally be able to conclusively settle the matter here in court. And save his children.
Your Majesty, the defense requests that we hold a divination seance for this new victim.
What a waste of time. The events of 23 years past have already been deliberated at length.
But wasn't Dirk on trial for that incident as well today? So we wouldn't be doing our jobs if we failed to look into this new lead, would we? As the presiding judge, I will now share my thoughts on the matter. The attempted assassination of Queen Amara is a case we can ill afford to leave open. And I believe that the final memories of the victim will prove to be very important. Therefore, it is the opinion of the court that we should conduct another divination seance. Plus, I get to see Rafa dance again.
Why, you...
Your benevolence. If you knew the full name of the victim seen in this photo, would you be able to perform a divination you'd be able to perform a divination seance, right? Should have just said it my way, fuck it.
Of course. Leave it to me.
Thank you. My father's full name is... Jove Justice.
All right.
Now, your benevolence, please commence the divination seance when you are ready. I am prepared to watch.
No, you commissioned a piece of Ace Attorney artwork? Hell yeah, that sounds awesome. I'd like to check that out.
Here we go.
Okay, so here's an idea for the dance magic thing in this case. So, because she says that the dance was guiding the souls to her, right? So what if the dance is just like something that they agreed on with the spirit realm a long time ago or whatever? It's like this old agreement that like, okay, we'll make like the way to flag you guys that we want to talk to you a dance so that we can like easier memorize it or something, you know, like turning something into a song. But it's like a motion that they'll see or whatever, feel. It'll cause waves in the spirit realm or something. And they'll be like, oh, someone's flagging us. They're doing the dance. That could be an interesting magic system, right? It's like set signals. It's like a communication language with like another realm by like wiggling through it to cause waves or something.
The spirit energy is thick here, so it's easy to communicate. If I dance like this.
Yeah.
That's always my favorite part, says the judge. Alright, now for the creepy stuff.
Burning heat. Oh, so the fire's already started. Shit. Burning heat. Crying. Oh, he's got a baby. Is that? Oh, that's Apollo, dude. He's got the hair. Pain. Ooh, somebody hit him. Oh, he dropped Apollo. Oh, there's like a mirror with a hand. There's the lighter. Joe reaching for Apollo. Can you rewind a little bit more on that one, Rafa? We need a few more minutes back.
The spirit of the victim has granted us a window into his final moments. It would appear the divination seance was a success.
So those were my father's final moments.
That baby we saw must have been you, Apollo.
I will now decipher the experience of the deceased. Are you ready, Hornhead?
Yes, please proceed.
Yeah. Yeah, he was totally unfazed by that drop, wasn't he?
Very well. Here are my interpretations of the facts as gleaned from the seance vision. Insight. Someone attempted to assassinate Queen Amara by setting her residence ablaze. Hornhead's father happened to stop by and was knocked out by the assassin. Dirk's fingerprints were discovered on the lighter found at the scene of the crime. That is how he was determined to be the assassin. Hornhead's father tried to save his son, but sadly, he perished in the attempt. That is everything the deceased experienced in the final moments. My father's final memories. They're right here for everyone to see, but can any of them unlock the truth behind what happened 23 years ago?
So there was someone like passed out over there. Drops the baby. Then what? I want to see that reflection. He's the one that drops the lighter. So then someone plants the lighter by just dropping it. And we're seeing, because that wasn't Job's hand, but that's the assassin's hand. Wearing gloves, they dropped the lighter. So we're gonna show that the assassin was wearing gloves, right? So they must have got a lighter that Dirk had touched and then planted it. Okay. The glove seems like the most obvious thing first with the fingerprints. Ryan's father happened to stop by. Dirk's fingerprints. So she does talk about the fingerprints. So let's see. The weight cell. Is the hand in the lighter? Let me save it. Okay, I want to select. Oh yeah, I gotta use this one. Change. I don't know. Is that gonna be what they wanted?
Dirk's fingerprints were discovered on the lighter that was found at the crime scene. However, the hand holding the lighter in the seance vision appears to be gloved.
I believe you're right. What could this mean?
It calls into question whether the hand in the vision really was Dirk's. If only we could make out the details a little better.
Very well. I will attempt to focus a bit more on what the deceased saw. Perhaps that will help refine the seance vision.
Zoom in and enhance.
It does seem that there was a glove on that hand.
There's also like a bracelet. Do we see that?
Still, what significance could that have?
It means that Dirk's fingerprints got on the lighter at some other time. Somebody could have even put them there after the fire.
All you have is pure speculation. Well, the fact remains that they are They are his, yeah. Well, the fact remains that they are his fingerprints. Therefore, it stands to reason that Dirk was the one who used the lighter. It just means I have to prove that the figure in the vision is someone else. Using the information on my father's final memories. Or in my father's final memories. Either way, it seems that I must revise my insights. Insight revised. If someone had put his prints on the lighter after the fact, then we know not of whom it belongs. Mwahahaha. Okay, she's updated her insights. Time to go over them and see if there are any new inconsistencies to be found. Warren's father happened to stop by and was knocked out by the assassin. Dirk's fingerprints were discovered on the lighter found at the scene of the crime. If someone had put his prints on the lighter after the fact, then we know not whom it belongs. Warren's father tried to save his son, but sadly he perished in the fire. When they say he, they mean Hornhead's father. Not that Hornhead died, right? Obviously. After the fact that we know who belongs. Looks like there's like a tattoo or something. So maybe we can point there again. Let's save it. Unless Apollo has been dead this whole time and was being channeled by someone. Dun dun dun. Dude, that would be such a crazy twist, dude. That'd be like we already got that twist twice. It'd have it like this whole long form twist. That'd be so crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. We're gonna select the tattoo or whatever going on there, maybe. Like, do we not know who that belongs to? Are we sure about that? Wait, then this means that the real culprit is... The figure in this vision is clearly not Dirk. The distinctive band around their wrist gives their true identity away. Ah! That design, it can't be. This will prove just whose band was captured in the seance vision. Does Mara have that band? No. Not that band. This will prove... Oh, Inga maybe? You can see his... Is that his band? I guess that is his design, right? It was half of that design. So Inga's the one that did it the whole time? I think this is right. I'm gonna save. Seems right. Feels right. Well, it was just a guy named Jim Personator. Jim Personator. I like that one. Jim Personator is actually pretty good. It's kind of like Candace Arm. Candace Arm is one of my favorites. Oh man. Oh, let me stretch. Oh. Man, I didn't realize I needed to stretch that bad. Nice. Okay. A little sip of water while we're at it. A little personal maintenance. All right. And let's present this shiz. Take that. That photo. So you do believe the culprit to be... Justice Minister Inga had cuffs with the exact same pattern on them.
You're referring to the cuffs of justice, correct?
Yes, I hear they're a traditional part of the Karinese justice minister's attire.
Yeah, so who was in that position at the time? Was it Inga?
But what does this tell us?
It tells us that the figure in this vision is none other than Karian's late Minister of Justice, Ingad Karakul Karain. No, not my father.
So he plotted the assassination of the former queen as well as the current one.
Justice Minister Inga? So then, Dirk's innocent of both charges?
The Defiant Dragons. They've been right all along.
Mayuta?
What you propose is not possible, Apollo. For back then, Inga Kurakal was not the Minister of Justice.
Oh, is it somebody even worse?
It's actually Larry. What?
The Justice Minister 23 years ago was... you, Queen Garan.
Oh, sweet. Fucking take her down, dude.
What? Oh, right. She served as the Minister of Justice before succeeding the throne.
Yeah, I think they did tell us that before.
I guess she also prosecuted the assassination attempt 23 years ago as one. So then, the figure in this vision is actually...
Your Eminence. It's you, isn't it? This is madness. Why would Her Eminence do such a thing? Because she would ascend to the throne.
She wanted to usurp the throne from her sister Amara? That's why she tried to assassinate her?
Of course, dude. Of course that's why. Lock her up. Lock her up. Am I right?
I find this all very hard to swallow. Your Eminence, are you the one responsible for tearing the family apart?
Telling my family, sorry. She's just not saying anything.
And was it you who killed my father? Well, Your Eminence, I'm asking you a question.
Such insolence.
Peasants. Always carrying on about things of no import.
You do not deny it, then. You concealed the truth and used me for your own designs.
Oh, Nayuta. Spare me your feeble-minded line of questioning. Even if Dirk were cleared of all charges, it shall still be I who decides Rayfa's fate. You do wish to hear to the queen... Wait, you do wish for her to be queen someday, do you not? I don't want to be queen, brother. Remember, the child lives only by the good of graces. Now, kneel before me and fulfill your end of the bargain by offering me your head.
A weird bargain.
Your Eminence, I am done heeding your commands. Even as you used my sister against me, I still believed you. I believed that protecting your secrets was the best interest of this kingdom. But you have been deceiving me all the while. Nayuta!
Nayuta, you dare defy me?
Your Eminence, I can turn the other cheek no more. Therefore, I hereby retract my confession in the murder of Justice Minister Inga. Retract, you say?
Dirk, the final piece of evidence you left behind.
has released Nayuta from his suffering. And now, he's finally free. In all this time, not once did I reflect on my own conduct, for I had believed all was fate. Lost in my own sense of resignation, I was unable to wake from my despair. But you, Apollo, you have awakened me with your demonstration of our father's creed.
Oh, nice. That's why you word up thing.
Hell yeah, a dragon never yields. I will carry on Dirk's legacy and fulfill his dream. Hear me, Garan. I will cast you down from your bloody throne. Long live the revolution.
That's pretty cool, dude. Definitely big points for Nayuta in my book there.
Ah, insolent fool! Now even you prattle on about revolution.
Ooh, snap them all, goddamn. Would you look at that? Well, Apollo, seems we're finally making some headway down the road that Dirk carved out for us.
Yeah. Now if we could just prove Garon's guilt, we could continue on down that road towards the revolution Dirk dreamed of.
Your Eminence, you have been accused of the crime committed 23 years ago. Would you like to say anything in your defense?
Not so fast, your majesty. For the cuffs could have been stolen and used without my knowledge. So you see, they can hardly be considered proof of anything.
Why, I believe you're right.
But we know she's guilty.
Well, lawyer, is there any other evidence you'd have to me refute?
Unfortunately, this photo is the last piece of evidence Dirk left for me. So as far as evidence goes, I've got nothing else regarding that case from the past. However, now the prosecutor Saad Mahdi has retracted his confession, we'll have to re-deliberate the current case from scratch. Yes, the defense speaks the truth. Even though it is clear who the guilty party is. Queen Garan, the defense accuses you of the murder of Justice Minister Inga Karkul Karain. But do you have any evidence, defense?
Evidence that will prove Garan was the killer.
There is still one more avenue for us to explore, Mr. Justice. There is? Minister Inga's final memories. In them, the minister's killer posed as Dirk. Therefore, one must ask, how did the killer dispose of their disguise? Hey, you're right. A lot of blood would have been spattered onto the killer. So the blood-soaked clothes would have had to have been dealt with somehow. If they're still around somewhere, then...
I was wondering what absurd idea you would concoct next. Clothing can be disposed of anywhere. I doubt you could find them now.
Then you don't know us very well. Your benevolence.
Yes?
On the day of your father's murder, you had been watching the courtyard from 2 p.m. Now, during that time, you saw Queen Garan, did you not?
Yes, I did. I saw my mother entering the palace from the courtyard. But I was told not to mention it because I had nothing to do with my father's murder. Rafa! You would not care.
When the queen headed into the palace, did she have Dirk's clothes in her possession?
No. No, she did not.
So, maybe she disposed of them somewhere in the courtyard.
The police did a thorough sweep of the area following the crime, but they did not find anything resembling Dirk's clothes. But you knew that already, didn't you, prosecutor?
Yeah. Yes. I admit no clothing was found.
So you admit that you are merely speculating, chasing phantoms and delusions of evidence that never existed.
This makes no sense. Clothing doesn't just disappear like that. If Karan wasn't carrying any clothes, she must have gotten rid of them somewhere. Somewhere where she thought they'd never be found. Where they'd never be found, huh? I believe Dirk's clothes were hidden here. Where they'd never be found. Where could the bloody clothes have been hidden? Did she like burn him in that thing in the tomb? I'm not sure. Let me save here. I'm gonna guess the tomb, I guess, because I'm thinking maybe she burned him while she was in there. The tomb? You believe the clothing was hidden there? Yes, it's the only place it can be. Very well. Where in the tomb do you believe the clothes were hidden? In the ash. Okay, because they were burned. Who's that? Oh my, you believe they were hidden there? It does seem rather ridiculous. Does it? By that look on your face, I gather that even you realize how ridiculous your answer is. Oops. Bullseye. Damn it. Okay, let's let it back. So it still could have been the tomb. But where in the tomb would it be? So if I click on Inga's private quarters, do we get a map of that, I guess? Let's see. See if it tells me this is wrong or not.
Impossible. A thorough search was already been made on the entire area.
But you could at least listen. Okay, so yeah, this is not it. Okay. So I think it probably is the tomb. Would it be in the sarcophagus? Because again, nobody ever opens that, I guess. I feel like we pointed at that so many times. You know, I'll try it.
Of course, that makes perfect sense.
The clothes weren't simply hidden. They were returned to where they belonged.
And by that you mean...
The killer would have had to get Dirk's clothes from somewhere. Luckily, they were right there.
Yes, of course. At the time of the minister's murder, Dirk's body was already in the sarcophagus. So the killer could have simply borrowed his clothes.
Right. Before the minister entered the tomb, the killer put on Dirk's clothes, and then hid behind the curtain above the sarcophagus. And after the minister was killed, Dirk's clothes were returned to his body. So what? This is still all speculation. We know not whether those clothes were actually used in the murder. Therefore, you cannot prove that they are somehow connected to this case. That's where you're wrong, but I believe you already knew that. These clothes were definitely used during the minister's murder because of this.
The blood splatter? This blood splatter versus this blood splatter? This extra splatter? Alright, we're saving here again. Safety save! Meanwhile, I was able to buy Dirk's clothes from the local store. Yeah, apparently, right? Yeah, where did we explain where Maya got them? Were they the ones that were just hanging in the Defiant Dragon quarters? Because we saw like a cloak that was Dirk's in there, dude. Yeah, that's a good point, I feel. Alright, let's try this extra blood over here.
The bloodstain on Dirk's chest are no doubt the result of being shot by the minister. However, that doesn't explain everything. There's also some blood spatter extending from his left elbow to the abdominal area. I believe this blood splatter came from
Inga, right?
If the killer wore these clothes during the murder, then the blood splatter must have come from Minister Inga. I had thought it was all Dirk's, but that makes sense. Only one way to be sure, though. Let's get those stains analyzed right away. Indeed, this may be the conclusive evidence we need to prove the Queen's guilt.
Of course she's gonna object.
You cannot prove it was I who hid those clothes. They could very well have been hidden by a third party.
But could they really? I'd say the possibility of someone other than Garan hiding the clothes
Does not exist? Safety save?
No, it's just not possible. Your Eminence, I recall you saying the following.
Yeah, because she's always said it's not possible.
The key to Amara's sarcophagus is under the protection of the royal family. My husband and I are the only ones who could have opened it. Therefore, it would be impossible for some knave to open it.
Some knave. Ah, I remember that.
That was your own testimony, word for word.
Why, you insolent!
The question of how Amaro's got Maya's clothes, but not how Maya got Dirk's clothes. Yeah. Just when it's convenient for the game, we bring that stuff up. Otherwise, you just ignore it, okay?
Admit it. Only you could have hidden Dirk's clothes after they were used in the murder. And that means you are the one who killed Justice Minister Inga.
It was Rafa! Insignificant worm. You dare accuse me, the ruler of Karain. Do not think for one moment that...
I'm afraid such arguments are invalid here in this sacred hall, Your Eminence. Because even monarchs aren't above the law. It's the end of the line for you, Queen Garan. Time to come down from that lofty throne and face justice. Apollo justice.
Me? Face justice? Surely you jest. You are in no position to force my hand, lawyer.
Oh?
Surely you haven't forgotten about the Defense Culpability Act? Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In short, should I be convicted of murdering my husband, your dear brother who delivered false testimony in my defense shall also be found guilty.
What? That can't be, can it?
By delivering false testimony in the course of protecting a guilty party,
you would certainly be judged by this court as having supported a criminal. The Defense Culpability Act would most definitely come into play. But that law is so broad that anyone could be convicted under it. When it comes to the DC Act, even I am conflicted. And yet, as it currently stands, it is the law of the land. As you said earlier, no one is above the law. Oh, all the absurd things I've seen, this law really takes the cake. Now what? What can we even do at this point?
You need not look so forlorn. Dirk has been cleared of all charges. So let us leave all thoughts of the real killer and revolution in the past where it belongs.
She wants us to just let her off scot-free? And yet, I don't see any other choice. We cannot yield to her here, Apollo. If it will move the revolution forward, I will gladly face the DC Act. Now do it. Accuse Queen Garon of the crime she has committed. But...
What you speak of is not revolution. Our kingdom will not function without its sovereign. And Rayfa cannot ascend to the throne, for she is yet incapable of channeling spirits. Thus, to accuse me is to wish destruction upon our fair kingdom, you terrorist.
The terrorist?
If you would still insist on accusing me, then as ruling sovereign of Karain, I proclaim the following. All who imperil the crown, no matter the reason, shall be subject to immediate execution upon the Queen's orders.
What? Immediate execution?
Do you still not comprehend? Then let me be clear, for the sake of this kingdom's future, and in accordance with the laws of Karain, I command that you be put to death at once.
What the? Isn't this going a bit too far? Why is the Garon... why is the Garon Royal Guard?
They were on standby in case of an attack by foolishly optimistic terrorists. Now, if you would continue to oppose me, the very embodiment of the law, then under my regal authority you shall all be put to death.
Oh, come on. This is insane, even for you. You can't possibly get away with something like this. This is a court of law. You can't just order our execution without due process. Now look, Apollo, the due process are certainly important. The truth and due process. But so is your life. So think before you speak again. But... Please, Apollo. Do not make this any worse than it already is. Yeah, she really wants to see bodies drop. Yes, she does. I cannot lose you to the Twilight Realm, too. What am I supposed to do? How do I win against an opponent that can rewrite the law as she sees fit? How can I ever bring her to justice? Is this really how it all ends?
It is your life or your accusation, lawyer. You cannot hope for both. It is time to cease this insanity.
What do I do? Should I accuse Queen Garon? Can we accuse someone who she would have to defend? That we could prove guilty?
That's like one way I could see fighting her, but she could just rewrite the law, so it doesn't matter. Right? But if she could take away the Defense Culpability Act, must be a big horror movie buff. Oh yeah, she must be. Yeah. Accuse or give up? Well, we're not gonna give up, game. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, I'll still save just in case, but we're definitely gonna accuse, not give up. I'm gonna be surprised if that's not the right answer.
I know what I have to do.
Mr. Wright, you know that saying you're constantly reminding me and Athena of? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. You never fail to surprise me, Apollo. And Nayuta, you know that creed we've known ever since we were kids. A dragon never yields. Apollo. They are not merely words. They are what's carried us this far. So now it's time to honor these words and the memories of the ones who gave them to us. I couldn't agree with you more, Apollo. Those words are more important to me than you know. And if there's any time to remember them, it's now. It would seem, Apollo, that not one, but two auspicious creatures dwell deep within you. A fierce dragon and a virtuous phoenix that shall scatter the clouds, hiding the heavens. That's pretty cool. And shall join you in your death-defying bluff. Bluff?
I think I finally understand what those words really mean, and the resolve they embody. Are you smiling? Even in the face of certain doom? Is there no end to your defiance?
Unfortunately for you, no. I won't let fear, or even the law, force me to abandon the pursuit of truth. Because there is another saying in my country, the truth will set you free. I mean, Ron said that at the beginning of this part. Indeed, that is precisely what Dirk sought to do through this trial. He wished for us to break free from a certain despicable spiders immobilizing silk threads. We won't be intimidated by unjust laws or given to fear. Abandoning the truth like that is just not a part of my playbook. There is only one path before us. Revolution. The time to make Dirk's dream a reality is upon us. Your Eminence. If you are the law here in Kalrain, then your very existence is wrong. Hey guys. Go ahead and do that. And thanks for coming on by, dude. Good to see you.
Does your desperate bleating know no end?
I know it's a bit late to ask, but what's the plan? Well, if Garan is going to execute us on the spot under the Defense Culpability Act, and the law itself derives its power from the authority of the crown, then there's only one thing to do. We dethrone her. Right here, right now.
Welcome in Ice the Unknown Ranger.
Alright, but how? It's not like we have a lot of time to come up with a way to do it either. I doubt she'll allow you to perform another cross-examination while we think. Don't worry, I'll come up with something. We'll be fine.
We can't give up. Not now. We have to keep on fighting to the end. We can't allow these broken trials to go on. It's time to make things right.
Oh, here we go. It's a brain blast.
If I accuse Garan, Nayuta will be subject to the Defense Culpability Act, which means he will be put to death in accordance with the law. So the only way out of this is to dethrone Garan right now. Could this be the key to dethroning Garan?
Maya's channeling ability, Rayfa, or the Founder's Orb. I could see it either being the Founder's Order or Rayfa. I mean, maybe even... I mean, all three of those honestly seem like valid things that could possibly be the way the story goes. Because I can see that being the Founder's Order, because that it was what would give Rayfa the ability to channel, right? Because Maya could then channel her and then give Rayfa the ability or something like that. Or maybe she can just do it as long as she knows her name. Then, as long as she's channeling the Founder will always be easier to channel. I don't know, something like that. I know what the key is. It's my attorney's badge. Just present that. We just kidnapped Rayfa, Princess Peach style. Your Rayfa is in another castle. Well, let's save real quick. Do a little safety save so we can just come back here. And wait, could this be the key to dethroning Garon? I'm gonna say Rayfa. No, didn't like that one. But yeah, it doesn't let me just start over anymore. If we were to use Rayfa as a shield, maybe Garon's motherly love would... Wait, what am I thinking? Besides, this is Garon we're talking about. I seriously doubt she'd be rattled by something like that. I better think of something else. So I didn't know we were going to use her as a shield. What the hell? Okay. Minus shield? Probably the Founder's Orb, really. I guess that's more likely. There we go. The Founder's Orb. Dirk was convinced that the orb is the key to the revolution and Karain's future. Oh, I guess I forgot about that part. And the real culprit is Red Herring. Garon's motherly love. That's a thing, right? I don't think that exists. In light of Garon's obsession with the orb, it makes a large amount of sense. She probably doesn't want anyone using it to gain spiritual powers and rights to the throne. Inga definitely tried to do just that. That's where it starts to fall apart. Inga couldn't have channeled the Founder, even after abducting Miss Faye, after all. He didn't know the Founder's name. The Founder never existed. Only the Queen can channel spirits. He didn't know the Founder's name. Alright, safety save. Because only the Queen knows that. Inga didn't know the Founder's name. The name of the Founder is only known to those who become Queen. That means the only people who currently know her name are Garon and Amara. So even if someone else had the orb, they wouldn't be able to channel the Founder. So that begs the question, why is Garon so fixated on the orb? Okay, let's not overthink this. Garon is obsessed with the orb because... it's natural treasure. She can't channel spirits. She wants to clear her name. She can't channel spirits. That was my suspicion, honestly, from early on. Got it. Nice. She wants spiritual power. How's the game going, and how are you? The game's going great, man. I mean, we're getting to the fucking end of this, which is pretty sick. And how are you? I'm doing good, man. I hope you're doing well. Could it be? It's hard to believe, but if she wants spiritual power, does that mean Garon can't channel spirits? That would explain why she had Amara perform the rite of channeling. Is that why she let Amara live? To stand in for her when the time came to channel spirits? So if Garon can't channel spirits, she would have no claim to the throne. It would look bad. She would be exiled. No, she'd have no claim to the throne, right? Safety save. No claim to the throne, bitch. There we go. Cause you gotta be able to channel to be the queen. Garon has no claim to the throne. Garon's Defense Culpability Act was established under the Crown's authority. But if she has no claim to the throne, then the DC Act would become null and void. No, not just the DC Act. All of the insane laws she enacted would be swept away in one fell swoop. Wait, we want to go out and plant plants now or wait until morning? Hell yeah, what you planting? I've been thinking about trying to start planting some things too. Maybe something easy. Garon not channeling spirits, that would just look bad. Yeah, it just looks bad. It's just the looks of it.
You claim the authority of the crown? You, of all people? That's a good one. Have you truly lost it, lawyer?
Indeed. I would have the defense explain himself at once.
It's easy, Your Majesty. Why is Queen Garon so obsessed with the Founder's Orb?
Tomatoes and squash. Nice.
Why did she let Queen Amara live? And why she was the one having her mercifulness perform the rite of channeling in her place? The answers to these 3 questions point to a single conclusion. A fact that will shake the kingdom to its very core.
I still do not follow, Apollo.
Your Eminence, I have just one question for you. And please, be honest. You can't actually channel spirits, can you?
What? You believe the Queen is not capable of communing with the dead? The defense will explain himself at once.
In Karain, the ability to channel spirits is an absolute requirement for a would-be queen. But, Your Eminence, if you were incapable of doing that, then you'd have no claim to the throne. Not only that, but every law you've passed would be rendered null and void.
I already planted my herbs. Hell yeah, the herbs I planted, by the way, are lavender, oregano, peppermint, and stevia. Ooh, nice. That's cool. What do you do with like the lavender? Is that, do you like just for the smell or something, or do you, what else can you do with the lavender? I only know it as like a scent, so do you use it just for its scent? That's pretty cool. I bet it's pretty too, right?
And you, the Garon Royal Guard. You seem to be rather enamored with the Queen's supposed spiritual power. But what if she had none? What if she were just an ordinary person? A pretender to the throne?
That's crazy talk. Impossible. Everyone knows only spirit mediums can be the Queen.
Such blasphemy! On what grounds do you make such a defamatory claim? Queen Garon, if you think I'm just out to defame you, then prove it. Prove it using this piece of evidence you want so badly.
The Founder's Orb, right?
Do do do, shooba doo 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 boo.
Oh yeah, and Thai basil. Oh, nice. Make tea with it. Oh, you make tea. Okay. It's used in some recipes like ratatouille. I didn't know it was in ratatouille. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Founder's Orb.
Take that! All the conditions for summoning the Founder should be in place. With the orb, we know what the Founder looks like. And as Queen, you should know the Founder's name. Now, if you would, Your Eminence, please show us the great spiritual power you bear as Grand Priestess of Karain.
Oh, to witness Her Eminence's great power with our own eyes. The holy power will appear before us. Oh, great miracle. Praise be Your Eminence. May your mighty spiritual power show us the way.
Enough! Enough, I say, you mindless cretins!
Your Eminence, can it be that you cannot?
No, no, I want a lawyer. Someone one at once.
Why would anyone defend you?
Aren't you forgetting something? There aren't any lawyers left in Karain. You can thank your Defense Culpability Act for that.
Your Eminence, please give us a glimpse of your magnificent spiritual power. Summon Her Holiness so she may guide us.
I have heard enough from you. Out of my sight, all of you. If you truly are capable of channeling spirits, then get on with it already, Your Eminence. You sneaky, underhanded wretch of a lawyer. That reminds me. You said something to this effect earlier. It is time to cease this insanity. Don't you feel stupid for saying that now? You stupid, stupid idiot. Is it a herb blend called Herbs de Provence, which is used? Oh, Herbs de Provence has it in there? Okay, yeah, I've heard of that blend, but I didn't know it was in it. So lavender is in it? That's interesting. The only defense attorneys in this country are right in front of her, and they don't like her. Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly where we want her. Not to mention they're the ones accusing her, right? Yeah, there's no one to defend you. You crazy, crazy person.
Indeed. Of all the things she has said, I can think of nothing more ludicrous. Apollo, teach this deceitful, putrid queen a lesson she won't soon forget. Gladly, because it really is time to cease this insanity. Goran, your reign of terror ends here!
I got the guards all fell over in the wake. And it's Kamehameha blast, dude.
Very well. Demonstrating my facility as a spirit medium, blah, blah, blah. Behold, the magnificent power to commune.
She just tries to act like somebody and do an impression.
Yes, Your Eminence.
Was she gonna do a dance?
O great spirit of the founder who dwells in the Twilight Realm, heed the secret covenant of the orb, and appear here before us.
Oh, here it comes.
She's just really trying.
What's wrong? Are you not feeling well?
What? Oh, spirit of the founder, the time is now. I beseech you, appear before us. Heed my call, founder, please. Ah.
They all point their guns at her. This is pretty funny, dude.
No, wait. I was just warming up. The rite actually starts from now. Look. Holy Mother.
Okay, I didn't really understand that. I wish they would have, like, done some voices for her. That would have been fun.
Prosecutor Sadmati, how is Her Eminence? It seems she now believes that she herself is the Holy Mother. I see. But her attempt at spirit channeling failed, did it not? Sadly, she seems unable to accept the facts. I fear it will be quite a challenge to question her later. And what, if I may ask, was her motive? I understand that she killed Mr. Inga in order to prevent his coup d'etat. But what of her attempt to assassinate Queen Amara 23 years ago? To become queen herself, maybe she just craved power and attention. She likely developed a psychological complex from her inability to channel spirits. That is why she kept Queen Amara alive to perform the rites of channeling for her. In that way, it would seem as if she had great spiritual power. In short, she built a cult of personality upon fear and lies. Then again, do not all tyrants. So then, she never really intended to kill Amara, huh? What I don't understand is why Queen Amara even listened to Garan in the first place. Especially 14 years ago, before Rayfa was being held hostage. Why would she keep letting the people of Kalrain think she was dead, while she kept quietly performing the rite of channeling for Garan? My mother is a gentle soul by nature, and loves her sister dearly. So when Garan told her to hide because Dirk was out to kill her, she believed it. What's more, she did not wish to tarnish the name of her beloved sister. That is why she acquiesced so obediently to Garan's request to keep channeling for her. Until she fled with Dirk and was told the truth, that is. Shook her and had the whole flock staring at me when I dropped the french fry. They went nuts. Oh man, that sounds funny. They all want a piece. Smells so delicious. So that's what happened. And since Rayfa was being held captive, I imagine Amara had no choice but to help cover up the truth behind Inga's murder. Yeah, living secretly as Rayfa's servant, Nana, no doubt only deepened her love for her daughter. She'd do anything to keep her safe. All the more reason to hide the painful truth from her. Well, that was a case for the ages. Prosecutor Sadmati has been cleared of all suspicion in the murder of Mr. Inga. As has Mr. Dirk Sadmati in the assassination attempt on Queen Amara. Now then, I think it is high time I handed down my verdict on Dirk and Nayuta Sadmati.
Not guilty. Biddly bing bam. Oh, the butterflies. They're so happy.
Nayuta has been set free. Dirk, I hope you're watching.
And the kids cheered.
I proved your innocence. Nayuta's smiling again. And that revolution you've always dreamed of is finally happening. With this, may I finally say, this court is adjourned. May 19th, High Court of Kalrain, accused lobby.
Way to go, Apollo! I was on the edge of my seat when those guards stormed the courtroom.
That was a shocker, all right. Can't imagine anything like that happening back home.
I know, right? I was ready to go down on there to teach them a lesson myself.
Really?
I was barely able to hold her back. Hold me back? You were about to go ballistic after a while there, Athena. Yeah, well, I was thinking about helping you smack a few of them down, to be honest.
Remind me never to say or do anything to deserve a Maya Athena double suplex. You did a fine job out there today, Apollo. Thanks for all the great advice, Mr. Wright. Nah, it was all you. That perseverance and never say die attitude you showed was impressive. I actually learned a thing or two myself. What? From me? That's a laugh. There were any number of times where I wouldn't have blamed you for giving up. But you stuck to it to the end and came away triumphant. By sheer force of will. And inner strength forged in countless trials. You overcame the most desperate and hopeless situation I've ever seen. I don't know about all that. I mean it. You've really come a long way, Apollo. I have nothing but respect for your abilities as an attorney. Really? Aren't you exaggerating just a little bit, Mr. Wright?
You did it, Apollo. You finally won his seal of approval. But what about me, Nick? My channeling's come a long way too. After all, I was deemed worthy enough to be used in 2 major crimes already.
Yeah, and 2 major chances for me to become someone for you to channel next. Honestly, I couldn't have done this without the support of each and every person here. Mr. Wright, Athena, Nayuta, and of course, Dirk.
That was pretty cool, Polly.
Trucy? Trucy? What are you doing here?
It's magic.
I'm afraid she employed the old let's stow away in Mr. Edgeworth's suitcase trick.
What?
Though it certainly explained why my suitcase was so heavy. Tell me you at least noticed it was heavier than usual. Trucy? Do you even have a passport?
My magic panties are an extra-dimensional space. It's like a mini universe in there. I could produce a passport at the drop of a hat.
Right. Maybe some things in this world are better left a mystery.
Hornhead, Barbedhead. I am forever in your debt for what you've accomplished in the Hall of Justice. Without your presence, I may never have changed as I have today. It's pathetic, I know.
And that's where you're wrong, your benevolence. It was you who changed yourself. Only you could choose to defy Garan. And that decision was yours and yours alone. That's right. All we did was present you with an opportunity. And you made use of it with gusto. This victory is yours, your benevolence. You should be proud of yourself.
I see. So I am worthy of I'm worthy of my title after all. I shall work to heal our kingdom so that it may know peace and prosperity once more.
She sure bounced back quick. So, your benevolence, I take it you learned the truth of your origins? That you were the daughter of Dirk and Queen Amara?
Yes, my mother, Her Eminence told me. She said it was a part of my disciplining.
If you can call it that. Sounds more like blackmail. Keep quiet or I'll tell everyone you're the daughter of a criminal.
My mother was so insufferable. Or should I say, my former mother.
Sounds like there was no love lost there.
But you cleared Dirk's name. My true father will no longer be known as a criminal. Therefore, I have nothing more to fear.
So what's next for the Kingdom of Karain?
You lost your queen, so... Her Benevolence Princess Rayfall will ascend to the throne.
Oh, it's Nayuta, my bad. Rayfall will ascend to the throne. Nayuta, but she can't channel spirits yet, right? Indeed, which is why I will act as a regent on her behalf. Till the day she comes into her own.
Yes, your help will be greatly appreciated, Prosecutor Sade. A big...
Bah? Is she going to say what I think she is?
What are you looking at, you horn-headed nincompoop?
Katonk? Youch!
In any event, I will be assisted by Nayuta and Queen Amara for the time being.
Queen Amara?
Our country offers counsel to the rulers of neighboring kingdoms through channeling. It is a duty I intend to fulfill myself one day. But for now, I will have Queen Amara assist me in that capacity.
So then, she's going to be alright.
Yes. It seems the bullet went straight through her without doing any serious damage.
That's a relief. You did it, AJ. Thanks to you, both Dirk and Nayuta beat the charges against him. And you got the revolution rolling to boot.
A revolution? Dirk. I guess you were right to believe in me after all.
Yes, sir. There's gonna be some major changes around here. The legal system's gonna return to its rightful state, like how Dirk always wanted. And the name of Apollo Justice will go down in Karyanese history.
Yeah, right. Oh, Nayuta, before I forget. There was something I wanted to give you before I head back home.
You wish to give me something?
Yes, as Dirk's birth son, I think you should have this. The badge, right? I want to save you just in case it's not it. No, all that's left is to do is scrub out all the fingernail writings. Right, yeah. Out of the book. It's Dirk's. I have to get back to the States. And I know you're a prosecutor and all. But as the man that's going to change Karain, it's only right that you have it. To change Karain. Yeah, in Dirk's place. Apollo, I'm afraid I must refuse your gift. What? Why? There's something I would like to show you. Huh? What's this all of a sudden? Mr. Wright, won't you and your friends please join us? Oh, sure. May 19th, Fortis Admati Law Offices. So why'd you bring us here, Nayuta? Apollo. I want you to stay here in Karain. What? But why? We have lost our queen and our kingdom stands at a crossroads. Most of all, we will need to rebuild our entire legal system. Naturally, that includes the reintroduction of lawyers to the court. Wait, you're not asking me to... Yes, I want you to take over this law office. With you as a lawyer and me as a prosecutor, we shall rebuild Karain's law system from the ground up. You want me to help you rebuild the legal system? That's a lot to take in. Apollo, I cannot do this without you. As a lawyer, you are Dirk's spiritual heir. And having studied in America, your legal knowledge will be indispensable. This is way out of my league. The revolution is still in its infancy. But it was Dirk's dream to restore the legal system to its rightful state. Will you not help me realize that dream? Come on, AJ. You know it's what Dirk would have wanted. Let's do it together. You must be taken aback by my sudden request. But please, give it some thought. Of course. I'm honored that you asked. Still, I have my job back at the Write Anything agency to consider too. Don't you worry about that, Apollo. I'm firing your ass right now. Besides, this is something only you can do. Something only I can do? I mean, to be completely honest, our office would be a bit short of firepower without you around, but hey. Mr. Wright.
Actually, I'm sorry, but I can't get on board with this.
Athena?
I mean, there's still so much I want to learn from you, Apollo. That's right, it won't be the same without you. And everyone back home would really miss you too. There's no way I can agree to this. Still, if you really want to stay, Yeah, Athena's right. It won't be easy, but...
Athena. Trucy.
That's a big spider in the background. Wonder what species it is and what it is usually preys on. Probably people with how fucking big it is, dude. Don't worry about that, Apollo. I already got a replacement. Yeah, there you go.
His name's Larry Butts. Apollo, no one but you can make this decision. Know that I will not question whatever choice you make. Our flight leaves tomorrow morning, Apollo. Think you can make up your mind by then? I'll try. Talk about a difficult decision. Should I go back to the US and continue working at the Write Anything agency? Or should I stay in Kahrain and help Nayuta rebuild the legal system? What's the right thing for me to do?
This is the writer asking the audience, like, shit, are you gonna be mad if I make Apollo stay here? Don't get mad at me, bruh. But if it eats rats or lizards, and if it's silk is an interesting color.
May 20th, 8 a.m. Temple Temple.
The bus to the airport will be here any minute. I wonder where Apollo is. Do you think he decided to stay here in Kahrain?
Oh, am I doing Rayfaw's voice for Trucy? My bad. Snapped right into it.
I bet he was up all night thinking. This is a life-changing decision after all. But whatever he decides, I'll have to accept it.
Guess we're now playing as Phoenix.
I guess this means no more courtroom battles alongside him. Hey, guys! I'd know that booming voice anywhere. Phew, I made it. Apollo, you're here. Does this mean you're coming home with us?
Well, about that. Mr. Wright.
Yes?
I've made up my mind. Here it is, the moment of truth. I still have so many things to learn from you. But I've decided to stay in Kahrain.
You're staying? But
I feel like I have to pick up where Dirk left off. I can't let his sacrifice go to waste. I see. Plus, I want to teach others everything you've taught me about being a lawyer, Mr. Wright. Apollo. Turk's roadmap for the future, and your teachings. I believe that these two things will save the people of this kingdom from further unrest. I want to do this. No, I have to do this. Apollo. I've never felt prouder. Proud to have had such an amazing attorney working under me. But someday, I'll return to the U.S. Once the new legal system here is firmly in place, I'll go back. Scout's honor.
will we really see you again, Apollo?
You bet. Not that I have any idea how long it'll be. But I promise you this, everyone. I'll keep on learning and growing, and I'll come back to the U.S. an even better lawyer. So don't you forget about me. Of course we won't, Apollo. There will always be a spot waiting for you back at the office. In the meantime, we'll be rooting for you. So knock 'em dead. You got it, Mr. Wright.
I'm going to miss you, Polly. But if this is it, then I'm going to support your choice all the way. Thanks, Trucy. Good luck with your magic act. I know you'll do a true Grammary proud. I'll be cheering for you too, Apollo. But don't think you're the only one with room to grow. The next time we meet, you'll probably won't even recognize me.
In other words, game on?
You bet. And I'm gonna win.
I'm going to miss you, too, Apollo, but I can't wait to see where your new adventure will take you. Well, there's our bus. I guess this is it, Apollo. I'll never forget everything you've done for me, Mr. Wright. I don't know how I'll ever repay you. Here's to seeing you back to the U.S. again someday. Until then, you know where to find me. The legacy of those who came before us. Is handed down from parent to child. And from mentor to disciple. We must never stall or stagnate, but continue to grow and change. All that we've been through, or all that we've been taught, the beliefs and convictions that have been passed down to us, we must continue to nurture them so we, in turn, can pass them on to the next generation. Nice little message from old Feeny boy. We need to go back and get his stuff. Oh yeah, from the office? Well, I guess we can just ship it over to him. Anime!
Are you really sure you're okay with him staying, boss?
Uh-huh. I always figured he'd leave the nest someday.
Aww. Shadu.
They're almost here.
Just a little. Got it.
Dude, this should have just been an anime too, dude. Freaking love Ace Attorney anime. Is Rayvon? Oh, dude, Nayuta? This is sick. We never get the explanation for how Nayuta's thing does that. Oh, it was his spirit, huh? Nice. Ah, so that thing that Rayfi has, the banner is like representing that butterfly, I guess? Or whatever you call it, like a little scarf thing. And there you go. What a wonderful ending, dude. That was awesome. I mean, from his house or apartment. Oh, that's true. Yeah, because he would have had a place to live, right? I never really thought about it. I want to take this opportunity to announce my solo debut. It seems Mr. Hat doesn't want Apollo to leave him. We're fierce rivals, you know? I can't let him hog the spotlight. It's just not the same without Polly, is it?
Yeah, I kind of miss him too.
I know, we should go visit him in Coleraine. After seeing Mr. Justice in action, I got thinking, what can I do for Coleraine? And it came to me, tourism. That's what. I'll develop Coleraine's tourism industry and bring it in more visitors. I'll roll out Night Center, wait, god damn it, and make a museum dedicated to the Defiant Dragons. Boy, the ideas just keep coming.
I'm gonna have to just not do the voices. They can talk so fast. And overcharge people for buns, yes. I always doing. You gotta respect the hustle, though. I want to congratulate you on becoming a forensic investigator, Detective Sky.
Thank you. But Prosecutor Sadmati says he has needs of me. So starting tomorrow, we'll be working Coleraine for a while.
Look at it this way. Be sure to educational experience.
True. Plus, I can't.
Damn it. Let the kids show me up. I'll see what I can do for Coleraine Revolution. Well, challenges have a way of helping. I look forward to the next investigation. Damn it. I can't read that fast, dude. I'm just like... Oh, sweet, the twins.
Darn that forehead. Ever since you revealed the secret behind our magic, the show requests have totally dried up. We'll be out on the streets before we find. Oh, maybe we should take Trucy up on her offer. She said we could make our debuts as magicians with the right anything agency. Shut up, I'm gonna show her up someday. And on the wait, nothing fires you up like the bitter rivalry.
Jeez, slow down. Karin is just like this child right now, full of life. I have faith that Dirk and my darling trust will... something. Have no fear. We'll see Dirk's legacy through to the end. And just for Junior there, he's the secret to being... wait, behold the dad's pose. Secret to being a man, I think he said. Oh, it sounds like Little Faith has nothing... No, like, Little Faith, is that the name? The baby's name is Faith?
I've been pulling double duty ever since Apollo left. I'm going to make Simon recognize me for my awesomeness. She's quaking in her boots. Widget, I can do it and I will. Mr. Wright will be calling his right-hand woman before you know it. Let's do this.
I got most of that. It's Feta to make fighter in me. Oh, gotcha. That's nice. I dare you deliver. Oh, don't be sad. Sign me. There must have been. You got you. Oh, should I say fine? Here, try some. It's just going so fast. Burp. You great big pillock. I just lost my appetite. It's hard to find good help these days. Wouldn't you say, old chum? Old chum. The pun is faith in me. Okay, yeah, see, that's kind of what I was thinking. They were going for faith, right? But then it was funny that she said little faith in me, right? It's a mystery story that'll keep flipping the audience's thing. Oh, I forgot about this guy. It's called the Scary Udon. We're giving a... I can't keep up, dude. I just can't. It's so fast. It's our way of paying penance. We're paying. They debuted as Shinso. And that includes Rakugo. I wish they go just a little bit slower. I'm just too slow. Too stupid. I'm too stupid. With my newfound mobility, even ancient ruins and their fancy schmancy tomb something are no match for me. Fire! University where my father worked is letting me help with the dig. One day I'll discover my unknown civilization. I'll also be going to the dig in Karin soon. That private justice had better not be blah blah blah. Fuck, it's so fast, dude. It would be big if the in the Apollo Justice trilogy they slowed down the text for the end credits. Yeah, I would love if they did that. Because like this is great stuff. These are nice little like tying up everybody's story. Like why can't I read it? I mean, if I was just reading it in my head, I can probably get the gist well enough. It's trying to say it out loud. It's just so hard, especially in voices. She's got a blue Magatama now. I like Army Buff. Yeah, she's a good character. She's a lot of fun. I like that they have like little like electronics that people talk through. It seems like kind of like a thing that happens like throughout the series, you know? Throughout the yeah series. She's talking about like I was your servant this whole time and you put me through all this crap. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, Mom. It was starting with one of her famous shoulder rubs that she was talking about. Nice. Well, as far as continuing on, I'm probably gonna try to see if I can't get the DLC case one more time. But I remember trying a lot when I first installed the game. I couldn't get it, so we'll see. No promises on that. Ba-da-ba-da-bum. Could also do it by because the DLC is going to be included in the when they release the Apollo trilogy. That's what you're saying. Did they released that already, or when was that supposed to come out? I haven't been paying attention since I've been playing it like this. Copy of the photo. Oh, a photo. Oh, Jove. Who's talking? It is so good to see him again. Don't you think it's about time we told them? After all, they've both grown into fine young people now. Oh, it's Lamy Aurora, right? Perhaps it's about time they knew. Right? Wasn't that Apollo's mom? Oh, look at this. This is cool. So we get another set of credits, dude? Interesting. This is the credits for the animes or something? So we get the anime behind it. When she's trying to call him Big Brother, it's funny in Japanese. Oh, because of like the culture, like the nature of the language and their culture. Oh, it came out in January. Oh, cool. Well, yeah, then maybe I guess I could do that because I would like to own it. So, kind of wish it would have been out when I was playing through it because it would have been so much nicer to go through it in like full HD or whatever. But you know, whatever. Yeah, sequel update for the next game coming soon. Yes, it is coming soon. Yeah, I definitely want more games in this series. There's a great series of games that they should never stop making. Please. I think the original, I remember reading the guy who originally came up with the game, like, didn't really want to go past the trilogy or something like that. The original one. He was like, yeah, and we're done now, or whatever. But then they were like, yeah, but it's so successful, we gotta keep going. And so they kept going. I read that somewhere. I don't know if that's true, but I think it was on the wiki or something. They were talking about that. I thought that was kind of interesting. Oh, okay, yeah, I get that. Yeah, because I have heard of Oni. Okay, that's funny. So she called him a demon, so it's just like, wait, what? Gotcha, that's funny. So just buh. What's everybody's favorite clown girl? I beat 2 games this week. It's so weird how that stuff like lines up. I was just thinking about like, didn't I see credits the other day? I was like, yeah, I forgot. I finished Cyberpunk's expansion the other day. It seems like ever since I started streaming, that happens quite a bit, where I'll finish games in the same week, and then be like, oh shit, what am I gonna play next week? Fuck, now I gotta figure 2 things out. At least 2 things. Oh yeah, Mo, our OG clown, and his bad jokes or whatever. Yeah, Mo is definitely I feel like a more in-depth character, but he wasn't like the bad guy, right? Her being the bad guy kind of made her probably feel a little bit flatter in the end. I liked Mo's character, for sure. Oh, Apollo sent Phoenix a message, or yeah, a letter. The picture. That's nice. Dear Mr. Wright, I can't believe it's already been a few months since I decided to stay. I'm sorry I haven't been good about keeping in touch, but things have been really hectic. Rebuilding a legal system I'm not yet familiar with has been a real challenge. But I will say, it's given me plenty of work to keep me busy.
Have you not given the autopsy report even a cursory glance, Mr. Justice?
It's just I have 15 clients on my plate right now. Though I probably shouldn't have accepted all 15 at the same time.
Oh, please. Are you going to help me rebuild Karain's legal system or not? If you are, we need to move through this case backlog faster.
Yeah, I know, but...
Besides, those 15 are only the beginning. There are 10 more awaiting your service.
Huh?
I too have friends and acquaintances seeking legal representation. And being that you are the only lawyer in the country, I told him to contact you. I estimate it will only add about 16 clients to your caseload.
Huh? What? Now, wait just 1 minute. I have been handing out advertisements for your new office. They read, from legal advice to investigating extramarital affairs, even yak milking. For a limited time only, these services and more are free down at Justice Law offices. I have already received requests from 380 new clients. What the fuck, Rayfod? Dude.
I'm going to have to say something, aren't I?
I trust you did your cords of steel exercise this morning? Well, go on. There's no need to hold back. Now that you mention it, we have yet to hear you shout today.
Yes, and I have grown quite drowsy from these tedious proceedings. I could use a loud something to wake me up. Do not disappoint me, Hornhead.
There's really only one thing to say at a time like this. It's a word I've said countless times in my career, but one I'll never tire of.
Hell yeah. I like that they let me either say it or push the button at the end. That's cool. Instead of just popping up, I actually get to trigger it. That's sick.
Objection!
Illustrations and anime cutscenes galleries have been unlocked. Please go to extras and DLC to view them.
Beady-bop-bop, doody-bop, beady-bop.
Anime cutscenes. Costumes. Wait, there's costumes? Oh, the tiger. Nice, dude. Sick. Oh, that's all I have? Okay. For Apollo. His school days. And that's it. So you just get the whole game with people that's different? Oh, très bien, dude. Huh. I only get one outfit apiece. Interesting. Illustrations. This is just pictures throughout the whole thing. Pretty cool. And then the cutscenes. View DLC. And it just comes back here. Okay. Got it. Alright, well I guess that's it for this game, guys. Yeah, let me catch up with the chat. You might have access to asset attorney cases since you're on the DS version. Well, it's it should have been on there with the expansion, the patched one that I had gotten the ROM or whatever. But like I said, I couldn't get it to work. I was trying to get all the content I could for this game, but all I could get was the base game to work. And so I was a little bummed about that. Shame Athena never got one. Never got a game, is that what you mean? Because yeah, that would be so cool to just have one that's based around Athena, is that what you mean? Paul doesn't have time to milk yaks, definitely not. On a side note, it would be interesting to see them do another trilogy that attempts to link all three games together, like the OG did. Yeah, that would be cool. I would like that. That'd be pretty awesome.
And I just want to see Gumshoe again. I don't think we didn't get to see Gumshoe once in this entire game. Damn, dude. She never got an asinine case like Phoenix and Apollo. Oh, she didn't even get an asinine case? Oh, okay, gotcha. Interesting. Well, that is a shame. They should all get one. Well, that's it for tonight's stream, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the story as much as I did. So I'll be probably lining up another, I don't know, Ace Attorney game or something soon. I'll have to look at what's available and see where we'll go from. I might try to get, buy the game and get the DLC through that as well. So yeah, that might be what we do. But other than that, I honestly have no idea what I'll be streaming next week because I finished Cyberpunk as well. So I'll be streaming something probably. So just look out for that notification, Hopefully you guys will want to come hang out. And if there's any games you want me to play or stream or whatever, just let me know. I'd be interested to know what you guys are interested in. Yeah. And she was mentioned if you present your badge to Edgeworth. Okay, damn, I should have done that then, so I at least would have got the mention. I don't think I did that. Alright, it was a wild ride. Yes, it was, wasn't it? Alright, guys, you guys have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. We will see you next time. Stay not guilty. You know what I'm saying? Alright, bye, guys. See you later.